September 15, 1963, Birmingham, Alabama, a Sunday morning church service was taking place at the 16th Street Baptist Church. Though it seemed like an ordinary day, the congregation had no idea what was about to come. In the middle of the service, the Reverend received a call with two simple words: 3 minutes. Just moments later, the building shook and fell to the ground in an explosion. Bombings in the city were not uncommon. Ku Klux Klan members frequently lashed out in extreme acts of violence in the town nicknamed Bombingham. 4 girls, Addie Mae Collins, Denise McNair, Carol Robertson, and Cynthia Wesley were killed in the explosion, all under the age of 15.
On a hazy Sunday morning in September of 1963, 4 young black girls attended Sunday school at the 16th Street Church. The day's Bible lesson was, "A Love That Forgives." The 4 girls moved to the basement to don choir robes when suddenly a noise shot through the church like a cannon. A bomb planted near the basement ripped through the house of worship. Under an avalanche of shattered glass, toppled brick, and tangled metal, a gruesome discovery. Cynthia Wesley, age 14, Carol Robertson, age 14, Addie Mae Collins, age 14, and Denise McNair, age 11. All were found dead, their bodies buried atop one another.
3 of the girls were remembered during a public funeral 3 days later, on September 18th. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke to the people of Birmingham that morning in his eulogy.
What murdered these little girls? Every Negro who refuses to go down to try to register and vote participated in that act. What murdered these 4 girls? The apathy and the complacency of many Negroes who will sit down on their stools of do nothing and not engage in creative protest to get rid of this evil system. What murdered these 4 young girls was the Negro business and professional individual who's more concerned about his job than he's concerned about freedom and justice.
Suspects of the incident included KKK members Bobby Frank Cherry, Thomas Blanton, Robert Chambliss, and Herman Frank Cash. Though it was highly likely that they were involved, the charges were not filed for lack of evidence. During this time in history, much of the population was fighting for civil rights. African Americans were sick of being discriminated against by the white people. The bombing at Birmingham led to many civil rights protests and laws. In today's world, segregation continues. Though the fight between skin color may not be as prevalent, discrimination against those in a lesser living state still exists. Homelessness, child homelessness, to be specific, is a very important issue that is being much ignored.
America's shameful, America has a really, really bad homelessness record, especially when it comes to young people and youth. A record 2.5 million children in the United States were homeless at some point in 2013. That amounts to 1 in 30 children, or about 8% increase in child homelessness between 2012 and 2013. Nearly half of the children are under the age of 6. While the problem is most prevalent in places like Alabama, Mississippi, and California, it exists in every city, every county, and every state in the United States.
History repeats itself. Just as America rose up and fought against racial segregation in the late 1900s, America will take a stand against child homelessness.
Yet we are not hopeless. We will not reside in sadness, but we will allow that sadness, and for many of us, the outrage that we feel when we see a homeless child, to propel us forward in taking action and answering their call, and use that will to effect powerful change together.
Nations go through hard times, but they come out of those hard times more unified than before. America is a strong country with a history of people coming together to fulfill one purpose. This trend will continue, moving from racial segregation to child homelessness, facing head-on the next challenges that are to come.